Averages 34 minutes a game, but that number is skewed a little bit because Delaware has been in a number of blowouts. She has 17, scored 41 the first meeting, so Hofstra from that standpoint is in pretty good shape to try to hang around.
You gotta love the Hofstra crowd. You know, people don't know her story. You know, she went off to UConn. She was the player of the year in high school basketball, and now they're holding up Gino Auriemma pictures as she was shooting the free throw.
Timeout Hofstra, they trail by 7. So nothing is deterred Delaware at all, or Delle Donne yet. 7-point game. Fans, have you heard of the new Visual 411 widget? It's a free search app on Fios TV that gives you the name, address, and phone number of any business you're looking for. You can even use the Verizon Navigator to get driving directions. Access the widget by clicking on the widget button on your Fios TV remote control. Scroll down and select the V411 application. Delaware has opened up the 48-41 lead here on Hofstra. Hofstra had a 39-38 lead in the final few moments of the first half, and since then it has nearly been all Blue Hens early stages of the second.
Well, this is one of those situations where you're playing against the number 10 team in the country. They can wear on teams, and that's what they've done all season long. They've taken advantage of teams' mishaps and turnovers, and, you know, coming out in the second half and bringing it to a 7-point lead. This is how they put teams away. And if you're Hofstra, you got to respond right now and cannot let this become a double-digit game.
10-2 run by the Fighting Blue Hens. Shantae Evans still held to just 2 points. Hofstra's leading scorer. Capurso had it blocked, recovered by Malone. Loper falling down, got it to Bellocchio. Inside Malone, rejected by Delle Donne. Blocked again by Parker.
Well, these referees are letting these guys play, and this is what they want to do. They want to get these teams up and down the floor.
A double-double already for Delle Donne, and now another beautiful jumper.
And what body control for a 6'5" young lady who can really get the ball and fill the basket.
So she has 20 as Loper gives Hofstra a much-needed jumper. That's just a 2.
Much needed was definitely that, and that's something that they need to build on. But they need to get back to that defensive intensity they had in the first 10 minutes of the first half.
Evans now guarding Delle Donne. Now Evans knocking it away, Lucas to recover. Parker has been on point from the elbow.
And she is, and that's her spot right there. You have to take that pass away before she gets to the elbow.
Bellocchio on the kick out. Found Capurso, and that will be a 3.
And that's how the Hofstra's going to have to attack the Delaware defense, by getting inside, playing inside-out basketball, using the dribble drive penetration, and kicking it weak side.
And they grab Delle Donne. That's Evans picking up number 3. Krista Kilmer-Stevesky, not much choice. Evans has not had her typical great offensive performance. And, well, she just made the choice. Late sub, Bond will come in. That's Evans to the bench.
And, you know, a tough call for Krista Kilburn-Stevesky. Shantae Evans not happy. She's a competitor, wants to be in there. But you look at Delaware, 5 for 6 in the first half, in the second half, and they're getting great shots.
Trumae Lucas resetting the offense. The lob to Delle Donne off her hands, and Malone on the takeaway. Capurso set up again. Lucas outletting ahead, and it's Delle Donne in on Bellocchio. Instead, dishing to Richards.
And when you get your 6'5" guard forward / center that can really run the break and really makes a nice dish off inside. She could have taken it herself, but she's such an unselfish player. And off the miss, and Caperso looked like she didn't have control of the ball when she shot it. Delle creates that 2-on-1 and great spacing on the break.
Delaware 5 of 6 shooting to open up the second. We're able to seize control of this game for a moment. It's now a 6-point Blue Hens lead.
Oh yeah, and this has been a great game and a great second half. But you talk about Delaware really coming out on fire. When you can get her to create herself, and Danielle Parker knows how to make great plays, and you talk about great moves to the basket. Delle unstoppable when she catches the ball inside the post. And this is when you get great looks. And talk about fadeaways and using her body and drawing the contact. There's nobody in basketball better than she is.
So it's a 5-point Delaware edge in the second. Looking for more with Akeema Richards. She's also in her first season playing with Delaware, a transfer from West Virginia. The sophomore from Baltimore. And a speedy and quick off guard has the free throw. Came off the bench while at West Virginia. Now has her second. Loper had it knocked away, and it's Richards running with Lucas, knocked away and stolen by Bond.
Bond, one of the best in the business at getting back in transition.
Bellocchio, Loper stepping back, blocked by Delle. She just didn't realize who was defending her.
I don't think she realized how tall she was.
Parker again has been outstanding.
Boy, I would not want to play her in a game of horse and let her take those elbow jump shots.
Danielle Parker with 14 points, a 3-year starter as Malone gets Hofstra a much-needed hoop.
And a great answer from Marie Malone. She plays this game with confidence, and when she can get a streak going, she becomes unstoppable inside.
Parker coming off of a game, a career-high 6 assists and 6 steals game in a Delaware blowout win over Georgia State. And she is a junior to go along with the junior Delle. It is still a loaded Delaware team next year. Delle off on the shot, and they just got Parker in an over the back.
This becomes a big possession for Hofstra. They come down, they get a score here. Now you cut it to a 6-point lead, and you start chipping away.
Just the first on Parker and first on the team in the second half. Bellocchio had 16 in the first, and now it's last touched by Parker with Evans looking for position.
And what they did was they created a 1-4 low, and they spread it out, and they allowed Shantae Evans to go one-on-one inside, trying to create a mismatch and to get her a quick basket.
Evans got the inbound into Delle, and she's called for steps.
Well, that's one of those plays. You need to get something going on the inside. Shantae Evans usually never plays with any sense of intimidation, but you could see she's having a little bit of that tonight.
She's also playing with 3 personal fouls and a bit out of rhythm. This is not the game Hofstra could afford Shantae Evans to be out of rhythm in. Then her honorable mention All-American from a year ago, Delle, maybe the overall All-American, now with 23.
Wow, you know, you think 6'5", you think power inside. You don't think every time coming down she's a threat from the out 3-point range.
Evans missing a chippy on the follow. Delle again, cupped it and couldn't put that down. However, great hustle by Parker, knocking it out off of Thomas.
What a great move to the basket. She came down and saw the lane, and you got to figure at 6'5", this kid is insane.
Timeout taken here by Hofstra. Trailing by 11, largest lead of the night for the Blue Hens. And we told you in the open, you're going to watch a special player tonight. And she has been, as always, as advertised.
And she is just so fun to watch. Every time she catches the ball, you can tell by the Hofstra crowd, they're in amaze, and all you can do is respect her ability.
And she has been a rock star. Number of people in attendance tonight Another good crowd on a weeknight in Hempstead. They've already sold out the game at Drexel at the Daskalaska Center. They've never sold out women's basketball, especially ahead of a game. That's what Delaware has coming up this weekend. So she is a rock star, and she has made the CAA high profile after she transferred to be closer to home in Wilmington.
And you know, she's not just great for Delaware, she's great for the CAA conference and really drawing all this revenue and money that's been coming in from these schools and institutions. And it's great for college marketing when you start thinking about from a financial standpoint.
Offensive rebound taken out by Richards. Here's Delle, and it's part of the reason why Delaware for next year was already rewarded an NCAA tournament regional. Parker lost it on the pass, but she was fouled.
Yeah, that was a beautiful place down there in Delaware as well. That you start talking about crowds that you start to draw in, and beautiful crowd here tonight in Hempstead for during the week for a great Hofstra game.
Fourth team foul on Hofstra will be non-shooting. They're going to look at Parker's elbow briefly. And Hofstra has Candice Bond being checked out behind the play. And she was bleeding, picking up a cut. And there's Bond looking like perhaps a nose issue. She was the one that picked up the personal on Parker. Well, Bond tried to come right back onto the court with her nose stuffed with gauze pad.
Wow, that reminds me of a scene from the 70s of Rocky Balboa coming out with the gauze in the nose, and she was ready to come out for another round.
Well, it's been a heavyweight matchup against Elena Delle and Delaware, but Hofstra backed into a corner, trailing by 11. Off to Parker. Richards, then Lucas. 7 minutes in, second half. Hofstra looking to pull off a huge upset. Parker again, and this time called for steps. After all the confidence she had built up shooting that elbow jumper, electing not to take it that time.
Well, you got to credit Marie Malone. She fought through the screen, getting to the top and preventing her from getting that open look from the top there.
Loper inside, Evans lost it. Malone on the weak side cleans it up.
And that's a big shot for Malone, trying to keep Hofstra within here. You know, 9 points. You can't let this be a 9-point game by the time you get to 4 minutes left. You have to cut this deficit. You need a big defensive stop.
Delle driving on Evans, pulling up, and just too tough to stop.
And she just silences the crowd, and everyone just, you could look around the crowd and see how many mouths and jaws are open, that this kid just is amazing.
Malone in again on Parker.
And I love the game Malone's playing. He's really doing it when they're keying in on Shantae Evans down low. That's freeing up Marie Malone on the weak side.
So Malone with 8. But can Hofstra pick up a stop? Lucas over Capurso. And the Pride get one with Malone rebounding. Capurso right down the lane, unable to finish. Parker losing it back to Capurso, who fed Evans.
And that's a nice basket there, and a great move for Capurso. Couldn't finish it on the first time, but instead of giving up, got the rebound and a beautiful dish.
Capurso knocked it away momentarily. Delle got it back again to the step back, a little short. Offensive rebound, Parker. Front rim not there, Richards. Another effort, Lucas missed again. Delle and one on the cleanup.
Boy, Delle is all over the floor. You can't stop her from the outside. You cannot stop her from the inside. The only thing you could do is to prevent her from catching the basketball.
She's been able to capture 27 points. Delaware's lead stays at 9. The Fightin' Blue Hens visiting Hofstra on Verizon, Fios One Sports. This second half being brought to you by Watch ESPN. It's the ESPN Network's live on your smartphone, tablet, and computer. For further details, go to Verizon.com/FiosTV online. Number 10 Delaware with a 9-point lead on Hofstra here at the MAC. Hofstra led into the final moments of the first half, gave up a buzzer-beating layup. It was 40-39 at the break, and Delaware has surged forward. Again, matching their largest lead of the night right now. Elena Delle, the All-American, has 27 points and just becoming the first member of the 2,000-point club in Delaware men's or women's basketball history, passing it earlier. She needed 21 points heading in, and she's got it already and building for more. It's incredible, still with another year left. 2,500, 2,600 points is very possible for her.
Oh, it really is remarkable. 2,000 points, and she's still only a junior. This kid really has done wonders for women's basketball in itself.
And it is a great debate between Baylor's Brittany Griner, who's also a junior, and Delle, who is the best player in the country. And you could throw in Notre Dame junior Skylar Diggins at point, and women's college basketball has a three-headed monster for the best overall player.
Well, you talk about the NCAA tournament. How would it be? What a great game it would be. You put Baylor up against Delaware and let these two go after each other. What a treat that would be.
And talk about marketing for the game. Wow. Marie Malone has been the facilitator of late. Capurso. Now Evans taking on Delle, and she's just too big for her. Shot clock at 10. Bellocchio to reset. Bellocchio flips it up, left that short. And the rebound, 6'3" senior Sarah Acker.
Boy, Sarah Acker comes down with a crazy rebound. She was flying the elbows. You wouldn't want to get in that way.
Kara on the pull-up. That's an air ball.
And a great defensive stop there for Hofstra. Now you want to start to carry some momentum. You're down 10, you're midway through, you got 10 minutes left to go. You want to start picking up the pace.
Candice Bellocchio has yet to score here in the second. She had 16, tying her season high in the first. Had to save it and got it to Capurso. And a Delaware foul, just the second of the half.
And that was a big foul there. Nicole Capurso was running a little bit out of control, almost with a walk violation, but they got bailed out.
Second on Akeema Richards. Loper, Bellocchio flipping it back to Capurso. Not there to three. Look at Evans, and she picks up a Delaware foul.
And Shantae Evans has been working hard in there all night, really not getting any calls her way, but now she has an opportunity to get to the free throw line and try to cut into this Delaware lead. And a great shot from the outside, great pass, and I don't think Nicole Capurso was expecting that pass, but a great rebound, great hustle inside for Shantae Evans.
Evans even struggling at the line, and it's also rare in any game for Evans. Her first trip to the free throw line coming with 10 minutes left in the second half.
Well, someone would tell me she got 4 points and you're halfway through the second half, and Hofstra's still in the mix here.
Lead back to 9 for Delaware. Kayla Miller is given a lot of room. Kara on the read. Miller inside, unable to finish again. Rebound tip. Malone stepped on the end line.
Now they had a great defensive stop. They couldn't get the turnover there, and now you give them another opportunity.
Kayla Miller, who took the shot, now 0 of 4. Only 6 out of 23 in the season. She comes in just to run the point and not shoot. Only 18 points in the year. Delle may have forced it, but it doesn't matter.
Unbelievable. She just stepped right outside and took it right to the three-point line. She plays with confidence.
Evans, again looking to hit Malone. Got it to Loper, that's a three.
And that's a nice big-time shot for Caitlin Loper. It's all it takes is a little bit of patience, and they will eventually break down Delaware's defense.
Hofstra 5 out of 13 from three. It hasn't been enough, though, to calm the Fighting Blueheads down. Delaware tonight shooting nearly 50%. Kara, Acker. It was knocked away from her, and here's Bellocchio with numbers. The trailer Malone. And an offensive foul as Miller stood in.
And that's one of the deficiencies of a dribble drive offense. When you get your point guard to get themselves really low on the inside and you give it to your big man trailing the play out of control, that's the result. What you'll get is a lot of offensive fouls.
Kayla Miller, redshirt junior from Wilmington and the Ursuline Academy. She and Elena have grown up together, playing basketball in high school, and a big reason why Delle chose Delaware to transfer home to. And here's a foul against the Pride, trailing Delle. That's going to be Shantae Evans, her fourth.
And Krista Kilburn-Staveski is not happy with the call. She just went yelling at the official, saying that's no way that was a foul. And now it changes. Shantae was just starting to really get involved in the offense.
So Evans has to take a seat. She has 5 points and 4 fouls. And it also sets up a 1-and-1 for Delle. A 32-point night. She has had some, quote, tough games this season. Her season low in points is 15. And some shooting nights in where she had to put up a lot of shots to score a lot of points, and she just missed her second free throw. Bellocchio, and she'll go to the line.
Well, right now, Hofstra's just trying to get a little helter-skelter, trying to create something on the offensive end, get to the foul line, take some time, prevent the clock from running down and put some points on the board.
2 shots for Bellocchio. Had a wonderful first half, shooting 5 out of 7. And there's her first free throw miss. 16 points, 4 assists. And the first up to 8 here, no turnovers. Closest Hofstra's been in the second half has been 6. Under 8 minutes to go. Delle got it back, put it up, got her own miss, missing another time. And touched it out of bounds. So Hofstra escaping a couple of rare misses in tight from the All-American. Still a 9-point game here in Hempstead on Verizon, Fios 1 Sports. Delaware continues to lead Hofstra by 9 with Scott Green, Ralph Bednarchik. And of course, you go into this game knowing it's going to be a great show for the fans to see the All-American and future WNBA star and possible Hall of Famer Elena Delle. She's that good and has been as advertised.
Well, I think I'm going to go get her autograph because she just does it all. When she gets inside the paint, she is as good as anybody, and she knows how to have the body control to finish everything. And her ability with the little step backs and the pull-up jump shots at 6'5" creates so many mismatches on both inside and outside. And then here she really breaks down Shantae Evans with a pull-up from three-point range with a hand in her face. She is going to be something special.
And she is up for the Wade National Player of the Year award, of course, approaching a triple-double. I don't envy the voters that have to choose between her and Brittany Griner and even Skylar Diggins. Any of those three could win the Player of the Year in any other year.
Well, they really can, and I just hope the voters don't come down to looking at the level of play in their respected conferences, because you can't discount CAA basketball and take her out of the mix because of that.
Delle just picked up a foul, and that is her first.
Well, she doesn't create